Hi. When my children were young and we had spent a couple weeks in Door County in my parents' cabin on Lake Michigan. We were heading to the airport and the kids were getting in the car and the two of them were fighting about sitting in the front seat. And so for the next hour or so on the trip down the airport, Ken gave my children a talk on life isn't fair. And I think most people need to have that talk because life isn't fair. The whole feminist mentality is they want to be equal with men. They want equality with men. But you think about it, men aren't even equal. Some men are doctors, some are janitors, some are lawyers and CEOs, some are trash pickup guys. Some make millions, billions a year, and some make 25,000 to 30,000 a year. That's not equality. Life isn't fair. I just read this article about women, and the author wants to make sure that women aren't grateful for any help that they have in their home by their husbands, because they feel like this feeds the inequality in the home. So in order to make it equal, the men have to help equally in the home. How does that work? It doesn't. Two women who are roommates can't even figure out who should do what. And there's arguing and quarreling a lot of times. Well, I did dishes last time, no, you did dishes, And then, and if you marry a man, most men aren't homemaking material. God didn't make them to be keepers at home in homemaking material. He made women to be this way. God made roles, biblical roles for men and women for a really good reason, because it creates order, because God's a God of order and harmony in a home. When there's clearly defined roles, as stated in the Bible, there will be order in the home. The woman works hard at home. She looks well to the ways of her household. She works hard. She knows she's a keeper at home. She knows this is where her work is. She takes care of the children and raises them. The husband works hard to provide. He comes home and she's a helpmeet to him. So, and yeah, if he helps around the house, that's great. Be grateful and thankful. And my mom never expected my dad to help around the house. He worked his tail off. He never even helped raise his children. He didn't do anything around the home, but I never heard her once complain about it, ever. But then I was raised much more in the feminist mentality that men have to help around the house, So I caused a lot of strife in my marriage because of that in our early years, because I thought, and Ken was working his tail off, but I still thought he should help around the household. And what a foolish woman I was. Just do it. So what if he doesn't put the cap on the toothpaste? So what if he doesn't put the lid down on the toilet? Do it, put the lid down, put the cap on the toothpaste. How long does any of that take? Even washing the dishes, we should be thankful that we have a husband that works hard. We should be thankful we have dishes to clean and clothes to clean and a home to clean and children to raise. So instead of thinking that life isn't fair, which will just always make you unhappy, because feminists have more freedoms than ever before. They can almost do whatever they want to do, but they're still unhappy and fighting for their supposed rights. They'll never be content. We need to be women of contentment and thankfulness and gratefulness, because we know life isn't fair on this earth. It never will be. We live to do everything to the glory of God, and we leave the rest in the Lord's hands. I suffered physically for many years, and I still don't have great health, and I could sit around and mope about it and say life isn't fair. I have a friend who lost her legs up above her knees, her fingers to her knuckles, had skin grafts over her whole body, and she suffered so much, for many, many years. But I've never heard her say life isn't fair, ever. She's joyful, she loves the Lord, she's become an amazing helpmeet to her husband. She has amazing children and grandchildren, a grandchild now, and I've never heard her say life is fair. Yeah, she suffers and it's hard, and suffering is hard and trials are hard, but that's to be expected in this life, women. We're not going to get away from it. And no, life isn't fair. The sooner we accept that, the more content we will be and thankful we'll be for all the blessing that the Lord has given us. So anyway, talk to you later. Bye-bye.